Love the one you with. Listen what I say.
It's the Mel Kel Show.
Love the one you with. Listen what I say. Listen what I say.
It's the Mel Kel Show.
Love the one you
It's the
with.
Mel Kel Show.
Listen what I
It's the
say.
Mel Kel Show.
Love the one you
It's the
with.
Mel Kel Show.
Hello, everyone.
There's no one here. But that's fine. I mean, you can. I don't know. I mean, if you want to say hello to everyone when there's no one.
Well,
Hi.
hello, people.
Hi.
Hope you're. Hope you guys are doing well.
It's been a day. It's been a day, y'all. It's been a day. It's been a day. It's been a rough day. Spent most of it, I was just telling Melvin, just spent most of it crying. But yeah. Here we are. Here we are.
We are in a trying time. As you guys know, what's been going on in the news, and we're just gonna try to bring a little bit of light today. But we're gonna start off. We were blessed with the theme song. My big brother Jabril Johnson created a theme song for us, so here it is. And
Thanks,
welcome,
Jabril.
and welcome to the Mel Kel Show.
Love the one you
It's the Mel
with.
Kel Show.
Listen what I
It's the Mel
say.
Kel Show.
Love the one you
It's the
with.
Mel Kel Show.
Listen what I
It's the
say.
Mel Kel Show.
Love the one you
It's the
with.
Mel Kel Show.
Listen what I
It's the
say.
Mel Kel Show.
Love the one you
It's the
with.
Mel Kel Show. It's the Mel Kel Show.
Love the one you
It's the
with.
Mel Kel Show.
Love the one you
It's the
with.
Mel Kel Show.
We'll come up with a dance later. On our guest of the hour, the one, the only, Patricia Cuffie-Jones.
Yo, I was trying to join in on a body roll. Y'all were doing a double body roll, and I felt uncomfortable because it felt like a couple things.
Yeah.
But then I was like, but I can do it too. So why not? I'm in my system. So why not? You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Hi, y'all.
Hey. Sorry, let me turn my volume up. Boom, there we go. You look so pretty, Patricia. Patricia?
Listen, this is the first time I wore lipstick in months, so or weeks more so. So I was excited to put on a little rouge and be with people on such a heavy day. But God is still God, and God is still great, and God is still good.
Amen.
Yeah.
And man, just pray for peace, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Peace
Mm-hmm.
and understanding and clarity.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Before we get
And
into let's introduce you real quick. This
oh
is
boy, okay.
the fabulous,
You know how
the
to do it.
amazing, the phenomenal, the woman whose words put us together. Love so deep, you know what I'm saying? The talented writer, producer, director, Patricia Cuffie-Jones. She also is the writer, director, and executive producer of UMC Stuck With You. Give it up for Patricia
Hi.
Cuffie-Jones, all the way from B-More, but she's in LA right now. LA,
You more.
B-More.
Thank you, Melvin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an introduction.
Listen,
Man,
you know
thank
how
y'all
he
for
do.
having me.
You know how he do.
You know,
So when Melvin played the song that Jabril, that Jabril created for us, Jabril.
yes.
I was like, did he know that I did a play with Patricia called "Love the One You With"? And Melvin was like, no. But I was like, it's so perfect that we debut our theme song, and it's "Love the One You With." It's perfect.
That's the name of the theme song?
Well, I mean,
It says it in there,
yeah,
but it's the Mel Kel
it's
Show.
the Mel Kel
That's
Show, but he's like, love the one you with. That's
I
what
love
I
that.
Mel
said.
Kel Show.
Love the one you
It's the Mel
with.
Kel Show.
That's what I
It's the
said.
Mel Kel Show.
Yes.
I love it. That's some significance there. That's real special.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
real.
So I just want
Man.
to start by saying how I first met you. I was invited to a show of yours, a play, and why is the name escaping my mind? The play that Scott and Tammy did.
She Won't Let Go.
She Won't Let Go. I was invited by Shawnee Shockley, and I came to the show. It was absolutely amazing. I don't think I had seen theater that was written so well for us, but that wasn't your like the Chitlin circuit that we had, but it was just real people having a real conversation with real conflict, trying to work through everything that they worked through. And I was floored by it. And I remember I did a testimonial, and then I saw you at another play, and I walked up to you and I was like, excuse me, are you Patricia Cuffie-Jones? And you were like, yes. And why are you looking like that? I didn't say Patricia.
Because that's how I say yes.
That came.
That's how I say yes. Yes.
That came later. I mean, you were like, yes.
Because that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
I can't.
And then I was like, oh, okay, nice to meet you.
That's what we're doing. No, it's fine. I understand that. That's what we're doing. Continue. Okay.
But I was like, I'm an actor out here, and I would love to work with you or be a part of one of your plays. And then you said, okay, well, give me your number. And I was like, okay, here we go with that Hollywood.
Here we go.
Gave you my number, and then I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks later, I got a call asking to come be to audition? I think it was to audition for Love's Holiday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was to come and audition so I can figure out which role best suited you at the time. And she came and she auditioned for one role. And I just felt her in another role. And it's funny because even through rehearsals, we had a very quick rehearsal. It was a very short process. It was the play consisted of a lot of vignettes of different stories and different characters. You were touring at the time. I think you flew in right in time for some rehearsals, and then we had the show, and the rehearsals were great.
Mm-hmm.
But when the curtain went up, and there was no curtain, but when the show started, and Kelly laid into that character and became that character, when I tell you, I was like, what just happened? Like, I don't even know.
And I was at that play. That's how crazy that was. I was at that play. You invited me to that play.
You were.
Yeah, me and my mom.
You were. Yeah, so that was Kelly's first piece with me. Far from the last.
Far from the last.
Yeah. So far from the last. But yeah, she blew me away that night, and I saw something. She was already a special person, but I saw something on stage that night that showed me how much of a special artist she was. And we've been synced ever since.
Ever since. We still together.
We
So in words, through God, it seems that you saw something in her, and your writing helped propel an amazingness out of her, which made this thing all happen to where she is the amazing actress that you know she was, the amazing writer that she know you were, and here you guys are. You guys are like, man, like, you're like Michael and Michael. There's no Pippin in the situation. Like Michael and Michael. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan.
That's nice, Melvin. Thank you for that. You know, it's yeah, because I mean she was always dope. So I feel like I don't know. I don't know. I feel like something special happens when I put my word and directions to her brilliance. I don't even know how to really explain it. because she was dope before I was able to put my hands on her as a director. But I feel like Hollywood just started waking up and getting smart. And then she was, they were fortunate enough to have her on other platforms so that even more people could see how dope she was in all these other mediums. So, and then God continues to, grow me up in this industry with different opportunities. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm blessed that we met when we did, because like personally and artistically, she has had my back and held me down, and I'm not going to cry.
Don't do it, because I will lose it.
Times where I'm trying, but at times where, especially on certain projects, like, it's rough. I love writing, directing, producing, but I've had some moments, I've had some moments where things got rough, and she was just there for me and didn't miss a beat as an artist, but knew how to 100% be there for me as a sister. And I think that's why our bond is the way that it is, because she's experienced me on levels that a lot of other people have not experienced me on, as a sister friend, as an artist, as a writer, director, producer. And I don't know, I just feel like we've been able to kind of hold each other up in a certain kind of way through some rough moments, and still continue to push each other artistically. Yeah, is what I like to believe that we do for each other. So it was definitely God ordained. I definitely can say that. It was definitely God ordained, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful that he's blessed me with so many wonderful people in my life. But I mean, we've known each other for a minute now, Kelly. Like, for a minute.
Long time.
Long time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what was the question?
I don't know if there was a question. Was there a question? No.
I don't think there was no question.
Okay.
Just talking about your brilliance and how we met, and what an amazing, excuse me, woman you are, because I think out here in Hollywood, people kind of say one thing and do another. But I just wanted to highlight that your integrity and your character is a bright light in this industry. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm accountable to my father. So I have to treat those who he brings into my life professionally and personally well. Like, I don't even have an option, because he's who I answer to. And who I don't want to get in trouble with is my daddy. So I got to handle his people well, and he's blessed me with a lot of gifts around me. So, Kelly's a gift. I can't be one to tarnish or break down a gift. So it's a duty, and one that I take pleasure in. Like I said, I'm just blessed that it's, iron sharpening iron, and it's us refreshing each other. And it's just a blessing, man. It's just a blessing. And Melvin, my DMV brother, I'm from Baltimore, he's from DC. We connected like that when we first met, and I felt like I knew Melvin for years longer than when I met him. I felt like I already knew him. Like, because he's just that guy. But everybody that knows Melvin knows he's that guy, But when I'm around Melvin, like, he just feels like home, and that's something rare to get out here too. So even if it's, we don't see each other as often, especially as of late. When we do, he knows to come to me with a little dance.
Boots and all.
Or he'll start the conversation with, I know when the crab cake truck coming. I know when the crab cake truck coming. Did you get your crab cake check? Because I know when the truck coming. You know what I'm saying? So he looks, I do the hands. I do the hands. I got the crab cake truck coming, So just blessed. One thing this whole thing has done is just reminded me of how blessed we are to have real, true, genuine people in our lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so much going on in the world. So much. And so much continues to go on. But when I can sit back and not only look over my life, but look at my life and see the blessing that God has given me through the people. And it's not about the numbers. It's not about having the large circle and the extended circle. It's about having the pure circle.
Yeah.
And he's, just blessed and blessed for you guys being a part of that. So
absolutely,
Yay.
absolutely. When did you know that you had the gift for writing?
It's interesting because I didn't know it was a gift at the time. I've been writing since I was a kid. I can't tell you how young, but my parents to this day, my mama just called me about this last week, I still have stacks and stacks of composition black and white notebooks like we used to have in kindergarten in my parents' garage, because when I was a kid, I called myself writing. Listen, Melvin, don't play with me. I will go run and get one. I brought two of them home the other day. I'm like, these two are actually films that I need to flip this over when I get the person that's writing me that multi-deal situation. But so I received it. I was writing movies and films and plays and stories since I was a kid. And I realized I had something interesting when I would have to say probably ninth grade, when I was just writing stories, scribbling in my pad, and people in my class was like, yo, Cuffie, what you doing? What you doing? I was like, oh, I'm just writing this story. So literally, and I feel so bad. It was a Mr. Okachukwu class, my science teacher. Literally, I would write the night before, when I get to class, they would pass it around to the entire class, and then that class would pass the book around to another class, and then somebody will return the book to me by the end of the day so that I can add another chapter to the story. So it was like I had this ongoing soap opera for the whole ninth grade, and that's how I got some friends. That's how I realized I had something going on. And then when somebody stole the book and didn't want to return it because they was mad, that's when I knew, okay, Father, this might be something. But I thought everybody did it. I didn't know that it was a gift. I thought everybody wrote as much as I wrote and wrote the stories. That I just thought it was just a thing. And probably till when I was 14, my youth pastor gave me an opportunity to do a play at my church, actually encouraged me and pushed me to. That's when I realized, okay, this is something serious. And I started taking it seriously.
That's what's up.
What I love about you as a director, especially in plays, you will be like, if we didn't practice it in rehearsal, don't do it on the stage. And you know me, I like to lights and do my thing. You like, man, I'm telling you, don't get out there and do something different than what we rehearsed, because I will come
Kelly,
on stage.
You're not that thirsty.
I will come on stage and pull you, like, and I was like, all right, that's all you need to tell me. I was like, I want the B more come out. So I was
listen,
listen,
I've been, I don't want to say burned, but I've had surprises on stage. And what I've realized is sometimes people don't realize how that can impact the flow because they're just in a moment. But when you're on a stage, it's not about your moment ever. It's a shared experience, you know? So I've had quite a few surprises, which leads me to let people know and warn people, please don't get fancy and do something new. There are certain things that can happen that's pure, genuine moments, but there are certain things when your mind says, hey, I think I'm gonna do this because it could do that. And that's when the walls come tumbling down. That's the thing that trips people up and has caused me to have very, very interesting experiences in my productions. But I've learned from it all, and I think the artists have learned from it too. So,
and the beautiful thing is you have a perfect eye for casting, you know, and the way you want things done. I remember, you know, when you were my first, you know, your play was the first play I was ever in. And no, sorry, I took it. No, I mean, yeah, acting wise. I was in a play before, but it wasn't acting. And so
were you playing the tree?
No, I had to do a perform a song that I wrote.
Not singing.
Not singing.
Oh, okay.
Hater.
Okay.
I'm not a hater.
No, but what I love is that, you know, you told me how to make it bigger without having to do more. And I think that sometimes people look at a smaller role and be like, oh, that's too small. But you like, I don't know if you'll take it because it's small. But it was like, I know that you would give me direction to be able to make it bigger than what it was. And I got one of the best compliments from somebody that I respect in the business, Clifton Powell, you know, off of when we did Love So Deep. And it was just the simple things, the movement. And it wasn't what I was saying, it was what I was doing. And I just thought that was really huge because sometimes as an actor, you're always thinking the more lines I say, the more, you know, I have. And it's always sometimes it's the little things and how you play with it. Levels.
the subtlety of a moment can be so impactful, and it helps to create a character. Like, because you're playing a role, you're becoming someone else, not making that person become you. So I remember that night, and I remember your performance that night. It was a strong performance. You were so subtle and cool, but that's where the humor was in your character that night. That's why you shined. And not everybody got pulled over by a veteran actor or actress with, you know, compliments like that. But you earned that night. I remember that performance very well. It was a great show.
Yeah. So I know this may be a tough question because it's hard to like, choose, you know, which one of your babies is your favorite. But
oh boy.
But thinking about your body of work, we'll just deal with playwriting for now. Thinking about your body of work, what would you say is the one that you're like, yeah, that's the hitter?
You're right. It is hard because everything. Yeah, that's a hard one. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, oh yeah. Because every time I think, okay, I can say that one, I'm like, yeah, because everything had its own unique significance, like was special in its own way. You know, for me to do She Won't Let Go was my top three.
If it makes it easier.
In no particular order.
Right.
No. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give you four that stand out. I can't even tell you how many I've done here. I think I might have done 6 or 7 out here. But these four, I'll say, She Won't Let Go, because I got to work with Tammy Townsend, who I met before I moved to LA when I was just an intern in DC. And the last time she saw me, I was getting her sandwich from McDonald's and giving her her lunch. And even back then, she was treating me like I was a writer, director, producer. So when I got out here, in her last interaction with me was that, and she still said yes to doing my play. And then I was able to get Margaret Avery. And then that was my first piece with Scott St. Patrick Williams, who is incredible. So that was a special one. Also because I had a lot of testimonies from moms coming to me in tears about how they saw themselves and didn't realize how they were negatively impacting their son's relationship. So that one was special because of the testimonies that came from that, and the fact that I knew why God inspired me to do it, and then to hear how it actually, you know, delivered. So that's one. Love the One You're With, because one, I was just really proud of that piece. Two, I did that with multiple cast members and enjoyed working with everyone. And then that was my first one that got me a distribution deal. So that was my first project that was like on Netflix and Amazon that I got through RLJ at the time.
Juanita.
Say it again.
D Woods in the building.
No, oh.
No, I'm saying, yeah.
Sorry. I'm not paying attention. For everybody that's waving down there, wave again. I'm so sorry.
Hey, y'all, sorry.
They jacked me up with the top 3 mess. So Love the One You're With, that was when I got my first deal. We were stuck in a snowstorm and basically got that thing done with like maybe 3 days, if that, of rehearsal. Like, it was bananas.
Yeah.
So that was a special one. And then, of course, the relationships that went from castmates to a sisterhood with Nadine Ellis and Kiki Haynes, and of course Kelly Jenrette, can't beat that.
Yeah.
Drama free, like, just fantastic group of women. Then Love's Holiday, which is one of my favorites, that, you know, took place in a Harlem brownstone, and I did that one several times over, but it allowed me to work with amazing talent: Gabrielle Dennis, Mo McCrae, Cindy from In Vogue, Michael Beach, like, huh?
Yeah.
As well as other people, Kareem Grimes, like Catherine Taylor Smith, like, I mean, amazingly talented people. And I'm just naming Rona Bennett, man, man, I mean, we can go on and on. Man, Asha and goodness, Wesley Jonathan. Like, we can go on and on. So I got to work with some people that I was just fans of in Love's Holiday. So, and it was just a great piece. I loved Love's Holiday. It was great. Goodness. And then Love So Deep. Like, that one earned NAACP nominations, won one, and it was just a special piece, like, especially the historic part of it, bringing together the talent that I had. That was my first piece with Jarrell Quinn, him and Kelly and Scott. Goodness gracious. Then April Parker Jones
is rude and highly disrespectful.
Highly disrespectful.
Yeah.
We had Simone Mesick and Dorian Mesick, like, I mean, Bashir, Sylvain, Brayley Evans, Kiki Haynes was in that one. Like, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
That was special. And that was also special because that was the first time I collaborated with another executive producer, because Kenny Lattimore came on board after seeing it in the small black box in North Hollywood and said, this needs to be on a larger scale. I need to help you take this and run it longer so that you can qualify for an NAACP nomination, because your show and talent deserves it. And we got 5 nominations and did on a larger platform. And that was due to Kenny Lattimore coming on board and believing in me at a time that was God ordained. It said, and we're still working together. We're even now during this quarantine, still talking and brainstorming and just trying to create some stuff to really get going. So a lot of special relationships came out of that one too. And I got to work with some people that are now just, you know, they were already fired, but now they're soaring, you know? So I'm done.
But I also want to say, like, yes, big shout out to Kenny. And also, if it ain't on the page, it ain't on the stage, right, husband? Right. You know, so that
quoted by Denzel Washington.
Thanks, Denzel. We'll talk later, D. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. But I as I was thinking about, like, what have been my favorite pieces of yours, I agree that Stuck With You, like, that thing just, it has to come back in some form or fashion. Like, it has to come back, because that was such an incredible piece. And
wait, which one? Which one?
Stuck With You.
My series?
She won't go.
I was like, we're talking about plays, so I don't know if you meant that yet.
Yeah.
Let's see what's in here. What you been drinking?
You know.
No. It's all good.
It's been a long day. Yeah, sorry. She won't let go. She won't let go. It was amazing. We're gonna get to Stuck With You. But yeah, she won't let go. It has to come back, because it was such an incredible piece. And then I think it is hard, because that Love's Holiday.
Sorry.
Who on? Legacy.
Yeah. You in love with you? All dolled up, that you about to sing something.
Continue, Kelly.
Love. Yeah, it is tough. Because I'm like, now I'm literally about to say the same thing that you said. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking about that as well. All of it. What I love about your writing is that it's not hard to get into these characters. You know, it's like, it's real writing. It's everyday conversations. I feel like when I watch your piece, or if I'm in it or whatever, even your series Stuck With You on UMC, it's almost like we just kind of open the curtain and we're just peeking in, looking at the lives of these people, you know. So let's talk about your series Stuck With You. Where did that come from, and where is it now, and what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but you know.
Hilarious. Stuck with You Now. You can catch the entire first season on AMC. Nope. UMC, which is now part of AMC, but the Urban Movie Channel. You can sign up now, get 30 days trial period. And what inspired it was just wanting to tell a story about a married couple really going through it, and just an unconventional tale. As you know, I love relationships. I talk a lot about that, pulling back layers and trying to hit different points. And with that series, I just wanted to show some complicated relationships. Our main characters, starring Tammy Townsend and Tim and Derek, they play a celebrity couple, a high-profile couple, who in front of the cameras, they are the couple. They're the ones everybody wants to be, the hashtag relationship goals. They have a best-selling book out about relationships. But behind closed doors, they're actually separated, living completely different lives, trying to date and love other people. And but the problem is that they still love each other. They just don't know how to love each other. So they're really stuck with each other, not only through a professional commitment for the sake of their brand, but because their hearts are truly tied into each other. So it's that constant game of pull and tug that they're experiencing, and that hopefully the audience is experiencing as well, that a lot of people go through in relationships, whether you're married or not, you know. And then you have Dee Woods, who played Moore, who was trying to be abstinent, but ate in LA. And God bless her heart soul, because you know, that's not an easy thing to do anywhere. And then we have a young couple played by Terrence Green and Jessica Oberlin. They are newlyweds, and you know, the wife has some secrets, you know, and some things that's pulling at their marriage, and you'll find out more about that at the end of the season. But I just wanted to just tell a story about relationships from a different perspective, and hopefully encourage people to love harder, fight harder if it's something you should be in, and entertain at the same time.
Do you? Oh, sorry. Because I saw him about. It's fine. We both like. No, I want to talk to her. Like kids fighting. Like,
now tell people the inception of how Stuck With You came about.
It started as a web series that I did with Tammy Townsend and Cuffie-Jones. And literally I had an idea one night, and I just had my kids. My twins were a few months. It might have been 4 months. And anyway, I called Tammy and I called Thomas. I did not have a script written yet. I just had the concept, and they both said yes. And we shot the entire series in about a week. And I literally gave them the script the night before. Like, we were on a time crunch. I had help in town. So I'm like, I got to get it done because I got help. I had the twins on set with me. It was a lot, but it was an amazing accomplishment, an amazing time with them. And it was something that my husband and I executive produced, and he's called in a lot of favors and just had some amazing talent and people come in to be a part. And the series did well. It didn't have like hundreds of thousands of views, but it did get a lot of important views. And someone at UMC saw it and was like, they called me and offered me the opportunity to turn it into a series for their network. Mm. Mm-hmm. Calling, knocking on doors, and being obedient is so important, because when God said do it, I did it. When he told me to do it, I did it. And even when I wasn't getting hundreds of thousands of views, I still kept putting it out and putting the work out and promoting. And it just took the one yes. It just took the one yes. And sometimes that's what we forget. We want 100,000 of people to love us, but it just takes that one yes to make it last. So, yeah, man, it was a blessing. It was a gift. And, I'm just really proud of the show. I'm really proud of it. I'm really excited about it. Great people on, and just looking forward to doing more. I have more shows. I have films. I just want to do more. I'm ready.
Where do you pull your inspiration from for your pieces? Like, you mentioned your husband, you mentioned your 2 kids who are now in college. God
They're not,
bless. Oh, they're not? Okay. I thought
there are 3. They turned 4 this year. Not college yet. Although you can't tell when you see them, so I'll give you that, Kelly.
Yeah,
you can't always.
It's weird. I thought they had finished.
Sorry, one of my KO, one of my producers, is on here as well.
Who can sing her face off
and produce her face off and rock a stage like ain't nobody's business. I need you to understand.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other cool thing about the show is I was able to bring on a lot of people that that helped me along the way. So a lot of actors that have worked for free for me, a lot of people that did hair and makeup for peanuts and pennies in a sandwich, literally, I was able to actually hire once I got an opportunity and give them a real check. And that was probably the best part, is to be able to give back to people that were so essential in helping me with some of my productions. So like my whole glam squad from my web series, I hired as department heads for my show. So people that did music, KO did music for me on my web series. And I mean, when I tell you, it was nothing but favor. So when I had the opportunity, I'm like, hey, are you ready to be a music supervisor for your first television series? So yeah, man, God is good. I always wanted to do that, and I will continue to do that. But it was just great to get a jump start now, you know?
Yeah, and that's true. And again, speaks to your character, because a lot of times people are like, oh, I made it. And, you know, then it's like, oh, I got to get the hottest, the dopest, you know, who's hot out here now. But understanding, like, I stood on some shoulders and now I need to pull them up and come on with me.
Yeah. And it's so much talent out there. Like I see Erin just joined. Erin is an actress out here who I will be working with. And she's done some stuff for me before. But there's so much talent out here. And that's one thing I loved about doing theater. As you know, kind of I had multiple casts for every show that I did, because it's like, I don't want to tell greatness no. How can I get as many people as possible in? And I want to continue to do that. I want to be able to bring in fresh talent and new talent with veterans, you know, some veterans who maybe haven't had a chance to play the type of roles they want to play, or they're tired of being boxed in. You know, someone that's grown, but, you know, Hollywood don't let them feel sexy. You know what I mean? So I just want to continue to merge those worlds together and provide opportunities for people like that. You're asking about my inspiration. I mean, I was a hopeless romantic, and I say was because I had found the love of my life. But, you know, I've always loved love stories, loved Black love stories. And those are the type of stories I love to tell. I'm very blessed and fortunate to still have my parents together. So I've seen them grow through a lot and hold each other down. I've seen a lot of positive men in my life and in my family, and I've seen a lot of positive women, and I've seen the opposite, you know. I've just seen people go through a lot of things in love, some of it coming from just misunderstanding, some of it just coming from a lack of direction in a relationship, a lack of accountability, a lack of God in the relationship. And I just wanted to always tell stories that help people see a piece of themselves, whether it's to heal or to reveal, and direct people to what true love is and how, you know, having God at the center of that love is just such a huge component. But yeah, I just love love. I love stories. And I mean, that doesn't mean I don't want to do other things. Like I have some thrillers that, you know, I plan on doing and other things, but I just love stories, and especially people of color. I don't think there's enough. I want to see more, and I want to provide more.
Fellas, I want to tell y'all, watch out for her words of love, because they will make you get down on your knee and propose. When you yeah, listen, that's how this situation happened. Some of it, her love so deep, words from love, man, that's a whole nother show. But
Melvin, but that's so funny, because that rehearsal that night was a really good rehearsal. Like I remember we rehearsed in a theater, Black Box Theater. I didn't even perform it there. In Burbank. And that was a great night. Like we had spotlights, and that was just a great night of rehearsing. So I almost don't fault you for proposing one of your proposals that night. I don't fault you, but
it was the first
one. That was just hilarious. That's one of my favorite stories, Melvin.
Yeah.
That's
so
only a Melvin Jackson Jr. story.
Right.
Yeah.
To catch people up who don't know. So Melvin and I were both a part of Patricia's play Love So Deep, and we were doing a rehearsal, and at the end of the rehearsal, do you want to take it from here?
No.
Okay. At the end of the rehearsal, I think he like called me to the back and was talking, but then I think you were like, "We gotta get out of here." And so then we left, and then we left, and we went to the car, and Melvin was like, "I got something that I wanna share with you," and he started reading a poem or something like that. And then he proposed the first time. And I was like, you ain't even talked to my mama. So no, the answer is no. So that's
an extra funny story. I won't tell why it's extra funny. That's a me and Melvin thing. But if that story is just extra funny, just the timing of it.
We can tell it. What I love about Patricia is she is a sister friend to the end. Like, we even know me and Patricia knew each other before, and she's like, I know Melvin, but I don't know how dating Melvin is and how he is. So she called me up.
That's right.
So what's your intentions with my sister? And are you dating somebody else? Are you dating other people? And I was like, yeah, I am. She's like, well, you may want to tell her that, or you make sure that you only dating her, because this needs to be a serious type of situation. And I was like, I respect it. I was like, absolutely. And then she was like,
and I also said, slow that bad boy down, be best friends, take your time, like, because I know my sister, I know what she's been through, and because we connected, we ain't taking no nonsense.
Yeah.
And
but when you write beautiful words like that, love is patient, love is kind, all that Google, all that stuff from the Bible, and putting it into a play, you just
so we had that conversation that night before rehearsal started, like, are you taking things slow? How's everything going? Mel was like, no, it's good. We friends, we're taking it slow. Everything cool. No, taking it nice and slow. And then that night, he proposed. Because he was so moved by my words. So I guess, ladies, if you've been waiting on that ring, you need to sit down and watch Stuff With You, or be ready to come participate in whatever my next piece is. Bring your man. Something might happen. Melvin is a testimony. Something might happen. I'm not making promises.
Something might happen.
I'm not making promises. I'm just saying.
Let's see what Adante said. Being a bachelor from an HBCU in LA, pursuing acting and trying to master adulting. If you want to tell that story, I'll star in it. So if you want to tell that story, Patricia.
Yeah, if I want to tell that story. Listen, I tell people, if you want to be a part of my projects, make sure you're following me. 2 plays that I did, one I did in Atlanta, the other one I shot in DC. You Can't Hurry Love and Addicted to You. Addicted to You starred LaToya Luckett. You Can't Hurry Love starred Victoria Rao and Essence Atkins, and just a lot of other great talented people. I held auditions for 2 roles for each piece online. I had people submit to me. I posted on social media. I had them submit to me, and I cast them through their auditions. They didn't have to do anything in the face. They didn't have to be in town. They didn't have to meet with me face to face. They didn't have to go get a babysitter. They didn't have to take off work. They just had to send me a bomb monologue, a bomb piece of their own, and I cast talent. And those people not only had an opportunity to play with some top talent, but they were able to be in the project that aired. They were able to get a check, and they were able to get more experience to add to their resume. So I tell people all the time, if you want to be a part of something, you don't have to be my best friend. You just have to have the goods and be consistent and persistent and follow up with me when something is posted about audition. And I will bring you in. I will see you. And if it's your time and season for that particular project, it will happen. There were people that have auditioned for me. Matthew, he auditioned for 1 role for 1 play. I didn't cast him for that, but he was amazing. And I told him, I'm going to have something for you. Be patient. I promise you, I will have something for you. And then he ended up starring in like two other pieces of mine. He didn't get the one that he wanted, which was a smaller role, but he had a starring role in other projects. So I don't forget great talent. I don't. And I like working with new people and fresh faces, you know?
And same thing happened with me, where I auditioned for something that for play that Kelly was in. We actually were scene partners, and I didn't get that. That was in casting that play. But like you said, you came around. It was like, hey, I have this idea for these two roles. So you are, you know, a woman of, you know, when you know that eventually you'll work with somebody. So you just kind of keep it in the back of your mind.
And I think that role, I just offered it to you. I don't think you had to audition for that.
No.
And that's the other thing. You know, if I can say yes to somebody, I'm gonna say yes. I don't want to put anybody through the ringer that don't deserve to get enough no's in Hollywood, period. So, so yeah, man. Yeah, that's why I'm excited to get more content out, because I really miss meeting fresh talent and just putting people on. And there's a lot of people that, like I said, they were already hot when I worked with them, but now they're in a completely different category. And I was just fortunate to work with them when I did. So it's just always cool, because you never know where people's careers are going to go. But it's about that moment and the gelling for that particular project. So.
And what I
if you all have, if people have questions for Patricia, you can either put them in the little question box thing, or you can put them in the chat.
What I want to say, I don't like when people put labels on other people, say like, oh, you're the next such and such, you're the next, like, you are Patricia Cuffie-Jones, you are Patricia Cuffie-Jones, like, you are that woman, like, you branded yourself, the red hair, like, people know, oh, Patricia Cuffie-Jones, yeah, the dope writer with the red hair, the dope, yeah, like, you from Baltimore, like, you are people are gonna continue to know you, because one, you're a genuine person, you're a great writer, and you know how to bring stuff together and you make it work. You know, you can take the smallest thing and make it into something even bigger, and people just are gravitated to you. That's why you've been able to get the names that you have gotten. So I just want to tell people, take people nowhere. I want to take people back to tell them a little bit. I mean, if you can, just how you began. It didn't happen overnight. Like, you know, the internship, all the things that you had to go through to get to where you are now.
So I'm one of those people that put in their 10,000 plus hours out here. You know, it did not happen overnight. Thank you for saying that, Melvin. It don't happen overnight for a lot of people. You just don't know it, because one day you don't see them, the next minute they're huge. But I was one of those people that put in them 10,000 hours, working for free, interning, writing for free on projects that had big names on it, doing whatever I needed to do to learn the craft. It started in theater. I was living and working in DC at the time, and God spoke to me at a play once and told me to stay behind. And I remember my friends drove home and I had to catch the bus home. But that night, an actor from the play, the star of the play, just randomly came and tapped me on my shoulder and said, "Hey, how are you doing?" Introduced themselves. "You want to go backstage and meet everybody?" Went backstage, met everybody, and then I met the writer and director, and it was Tyler Perry. And from that point on, as long as I lived in DC, every time they came in town, his team called me and I interned with him. And then I was like, okay, so this is how I can learn for free. So then every play that came in town, I knocked on the door and I interned with them and had amazing experiences. I'm sure I'm going to tell one day in a different kind of project. But I did that for several months. And then an opportunity came up for me to go on the road as an assistant to the manager of one of the shows. And then I also was singing more back then, so they knew I could sing, and an opportunity opened up, so then I was singing backgrounds. And then another opportunity opened up where they wrote in a new role in this particular piece. And they say, "Hey, Patricia, do you want to audition for it?" I'm like, "Sure." And I auditioned, got the role, and I ended up playing Malik Yogi's fiance, co-starring with Baby Winans and Stephanie Mills, and staying on stage with them. And it was one of the highlights of my life, touring with them for about a year, working under George Faison, who was a Tony Award-winning choreographer and director. And when the tour ended, then I moved to LA. I asked God, okay, LA or New York, LA or New York, you're going to have to open up the door and let me know where to go, because I know that it's time for me to go. He opened up the door to LA, moved out here, continued working for free for everybody that I knew that was doing something and interning. And then I went to a play once in a small black box theater. It was a black version of, well, not black version, but it was an all African-American cast of The Last Supper. I will never forget the play. And I just remember sitting there saying, I can do this. I think it was my first month in LA. And I was just like, I can do this. Okay, black box, don't look as expensive, because I just got finished touring doing the Fox Theater and all these major theaters. I was like, wait a minute, I don't have to wait until I get a big deal and tour like Tyler Perry and them. I can go ahead and just do this black box thing, work out my crafts, connect with some people, and make it happen. So I did that for several years, you know, while still interning with people and taking classes and going to workshops and connecting with people. And it's a process, but I stayed consistent and persistent with it and just continued to listen to the opportunities that God was providing for me. Still working a 9-to-5 job because I also have other gifts and callings. So everything wasn't in just this industry. I did the other things that God has called me to do so that I can use my gifts and talents in other areas, taught fitness classes and dance classes and worked for a nonprofit for 13 years.
They ain't done Zumba until they done Zumba with you.
Kelly, look, and I've been working on some new choreography too. So I don't know. I feel Zumba in my near future, ma'am.
You need to do a Zumba class.
There you go.
And then
I'm there. People gonna pay for that.
I might have to do that. I miss my Zumba classes. But all that to say, Melvin, to answer your question, I did a whole lot. And it was a lot of obedience. It was a lot of long nights. It was a lot of practicing. It was a lot of giving without expecting anything, giving just to learn. And, you know, God is not a man that he shall lie. You know what I mean? And he's faithful, you know? So the right opportunities led to the right opportunities. And here I am.
And you were patient. That's the beautiful thing. You were patient and you were ready.
Oh, my gosh.
But did you have moments? But did you have moments where you were like, "What's good? What's going on?" Like, what did you have those moments, and what did you do in those moments? And I just want to say that people in here are commenting that they would like this Zumba situation. So it's not a game. Let's think about it. Okay. Thanks.
I'm serious. Yeah, make sure y'all follow me, because if I do it, it's going to be a pop-up that I'll probably put in my stories for like a few hours and then pull down. So you make sure you follow him. But Kelly, oh my gosh, yes. I've had those moments. Goodness, you probably were on the other end of the phone during some of those moments. Because Hollywood will disappoint you, man. But that's what happens when you're waiting for Hollywood to do something for you. Mm-hmm. And I had moments where I was expecting things from people and situations that didn't come to pass and that left me heartbroken. I've had people say things to me that about me and my craft and my gift that really hurt me. But then God would always have somebody else speak life to me. That was one way, honestly, that I've got out of a lot of situations much faster. God would have somebody just come and speak life to me, and that would wake me up and remind me of who he is and who I belong to. The thing is, I've always been the type to just lean into my word when times are rough, because it's proven itself to be true in my life. He's done so much in my life that even when it's hard sometimes, I got to crawl up in that word and marinate on that thing and meditate on that thing until it is real, until I feel the life in it and the life in me. Because, again, God has been so real in my life that I can't doubt him. But there are a lot of moments where I doubted myself. But then I had to realize that that meant that I was not trusting him. So during those moments, Cal, stayed in my word. God would have someone speak to me. And then I also had godly people in my life that I knew I could go to that would hold me up and encourage me. I could call my parents, and when I'm saying, hey, so how's that extra room looking? Asking for a friend, but just wondering. And my daddy's the type, if I wanted to go on American Idol, he told me several times, look, I would get a sleeping bag and we would sleep on the corner. Like, they got my back through and through. Yes, so God wouldn't let me let go. Even when I thought I wanted to let go, even when I thought that I need to look for other jobs and opportunities. Even before some of the more recent opportunities came up, I'm like, okay, time to go back to a 9 to 5, time to go teach, work with kids, whatever. God, whatever you have me do, I'm good. I'm good because I want to fulfill my purpose according to your will and not my own. And then doors open up. Or I'll get a random call. Hey, you want to come sit in this writer's room because we're looking for a new female writer? And then next thing I know, I'm writing television shows, you know? So, yeah, man.
So you have a question from I am KO.
KO.
What characters have informed your writing the most and why?
Have informed my writing?
Yes.
I would have to say I'm gonna say more so influenced my writing. Definitely Kel, your character from hi Kalila Joy. Hi Angela.
Kalila.
Sorry, I'm feeding people. Your character from Love So Deep. She's definitely one of my favorites. Love So Deep was about a woman who was a civil rights activist. So she was struggling with, you know, fighting the power and torn between two loves of her life. And just her conviction and her loyalty was definitely something powerful. And I honestly, any role where I have like really strong talent playing those roles, it always motivates me to write stronger and better for the next. Because hearing your words come to life like that, it does move you and it does make you want to reach higher and do stronger. I hope I kind of answered the question.
Yes. What does post-COVID-19 filming look like for you?
So this is the thing. Those who know me and know me well, I'm a germaphobe.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna look much different other than I don't have to feel like I'm offending someone and I tell them, please step out of my personal space.
Wash your hands.
Please wash your hands. Do you mind sanitizing just a little bit? It's definitely going to be a lot of caution for sure. Being very creative, not only with the writing, but how I'm directing and how we're shooting. And I've already been thinking on these things, but safety is going to be number one. I want to make sure that my crew and cast all feel safe and secure and like we're putting their well-being over the project at all times. So right now I'm just, you know, discussing with the team in preparation for whatever comes next. Look, if we come back for another season of Stuff With You, this is what it needs to look like. You know, just preparing, a lot of preparation for sure.
Can I, and Dante, am I saying that right? And Dante said, can I shadow you while you work just so I can learn? If yes, you are very focused and I fed. Okay. Can he shadow you?
So definitely one thing I know for sure when we come back in that it will only be essential people on set. Like my sets are closed. So because I need to take every precaution, I'm not going to have any shadowing, especially just coming back right away. But I'm open to answering questions and providing suggestions on how people can continue to grow because I didn't get to shadow a lot of people when I started. A lot of my education came from actually just volunteering and working and learning just the process going on around me, not necessarily being right over someone's shoulder. But those opportunities did come in time once I had the opportunity to kind of prove myself in other areas. So that's not something I'll do immediately, but that doesn't mean I can't provide you with some tools and things that may help you, you know, move forward with what it is you want to do.
Thank you, Dante. Do you see the time?
Yeah, I see the time. Okay, two things.
Okay, and with a minute and a half left.
Can you sing?
No.
But will you do any acting? Because I've seen you act before, and it was amazing. And will you do any acting down the line?
If I do, it probably like a little Spike Lee cameo on my own joints, you know, not even as prevalent as Spike Lee, but just a little something, because I just want to provide opportunities for those who are hungrily pursuing that craft. So that's my answer. God only knows what he has planned. But for me, I'm like, I might pop in a cameo. I might offer somebody a cup of coffee. You know, I might walk around with shopping bags.
Right.
I might take
like
table. Mm-hmm. Can I send to your table? You know, I might hit one of them off. You know.
On Dante, follow up with Patricia Cuffie-Jones. We have like 30 seconds left. Where can people follow you? Where can people see your projects?
Follow me at P. Cuffie-Jones. Follow me at Stuck With You, UMC. You can currently see my new series, Stuck With You, on UMC. If you go to my page at P. Cuffie-Jones, I have the link in my bio that will lead you to the show, how to sign up for it for free, so that you can see that, as well as a lot of other work by amazingly talented Black writer, directors, and show creators. Yes.
5,
as far as casting,
4, 3.
casting, follow me. Follow.
Love the one you with. Listen what I say.
It's the Mel Kel Show.
Love the one you with. Listen what I say. Listen what I say.
It's the Mel Kel Show.
Love the one you
It's the
with.
Mel Kel Show.
Listen what I
It's the
say.
Mel Kel Show.
Love the one you with.
It's the Mel Kel
Listen what I
Show.
say. Listen what I
It's the
say.
Mel Kel Show.
Love the one you
It's the
with.
Mel Kel Show.
Love the one you
It's the
with.
Mel